In the beginning, there was nothing but darkness in the caterpillar. It lived in the dark, and it was hungry. At first, the caterpillar didn't know what to do about this gnawing, empty feeling inside, so it just kept eating and eating, trying to fill up its stomach and soothe the ache. But no matter how much it ate, the feeling wouldn't go away. As days passed, the caterpillar became increasingly desperate. It tried so many things to fill the void, but nothing worked. And so the caterpillar stopped eating and retreated into a dark, damp cave to die. One day, a wise old turtle crawled past the cave. He saw the caterpillar lying inside and asked, "Why are you wasting your life away like this?" The caterpillar said, "I am so hungry, but nothing can satisfy me. I've tried everything and nothing works, so I might as well die." The turtle thought for a moment. Then he said, "If you are truly hungry, then eat this." He offered the caterpillar an apple, looked over at the apple and knew that it would not help. But still, the caterpillar wanted to try anything at this point, so took a bite of the apple and immediately felt better. It had never felt this good before. The caterpillar continued eating the apple until it was completely full. When it was finished, it felt like a new creature. The caterpillar had finally learned that there are some things in life that are worth living for, and it no longer wanted to waste its life away. It wanted to see the world and experience all that it had to offer. So the caterpillar crawled out of its cave and began exploring the world. This is a story about a caterpillar who is so hungry that it eats everything in sight. But no matter how much it eats, it is still hungry. So the caterpillar stops eating and dies. But luckily, a wise old turtle finds the caterpillar and gives it an apple. The caterpillar eats the apple and feels better. It realizes that there are things in life worth living for, and decides to stop wasting its life away. The Very Hungry Caterpillar is a classic children's story that has been enjoyed by generations of readers. But did you know that there's more to the story than meets the eye? If you take the time to read between the lines, you will discover a surprisingly deep and meaningful story that is both thought-provoking and life-changing. The story begins with a caterpillar who is constantly hungry. No matter how much he eats, he is never satisfied. This could be interpreted as a metaphor for someone who is constantly seeking pleasure, but never finding it. The caterpillar's insatiable hunger leads him to eat everything in sight, destroying everything around him in the process. This could be seen as a metaphor for someone who is so focused on their own needs that they do uncare about the needs of others. As the story progresses, the caterpillar becomes increasingly desperate in his search for food. He tries everything he can think of, but nothing works. Eventually, he gives up and dies. This could be interpreted as a metaphor for someone who has given up on life because they believe that there is nothing worth living for. However, just when all hope seems lost, the caterpillar is found by a wise old turtle. The turtle offers the caterpillar an apple, which the caterpillar eats and immediately feels better. This could be seen as a metaphor for someone who is saved from despair by an act of kindness or compassion. The caterpillar realizes that there are things in life that are worth living for and decides to stop wasting his life away. The Very Hungry Caterpillar is a story about so much more than just a caterpillar who eats everything in sight. It is a story about the importance of never giving up hope, even when things seem bleakest. It is a reminder that even when we are at our lowest point, there is always something worth living for. The story uses vivid imagery and symbolism to explore the main themes of hunger, destruction, and rebirth. The caterpillar's insatiable hunger is a metaphor for the human condition. We are all constantly searching for something to satisfy us, but often we don't know what that is. The caterpillar's destructive behavior is also a metaphor for the human condition. We can often be so focused on our own needs that we do uncare about the needs of others. We destroy everything around us in our quest for pleasure and satisfaction. The story's setting is also important in understanding its meaning. The caterpillar lives in a dark, dank cave, which is a metaphor for the bleakness of his existence. He is trapped in a cycle of hunger and destruction with no hope of escape. However, the story takes a turn when the caterpillar is given an apple by the wise old turtle. This is a moment of hope in an otherwise bleak story. The apple represents the possibility of change and redemption. The caterpillar eats the apple and is immediately transformed. This is a metaphor for the power of hope. When we have something to hope for, no matter how bleak our situation may seem, we can find the strength to keep going. The language used in the story is simple yet powerful. Eric Carle's use of repetition and rhyme makes the story easy to read and remember. The story is told from the caterpillar's point of view, which allows the reader to connect with him on an emotional level. We feel his hunger, his despair, and ultimately his hope for a better future. The characters in the story are also important in understanding its meaning. The caterpillar is our protagonist, and his journey is one of self-discovery and transformation. The wise old turtle is a mentor figure who helps the caterpillar to find the strength to keep going. The other animals in the story represent the distractions and temptations that the caterpillar faces on his journey. The Very Hungry Caterpillar is a story that can be enjoyed by readers of all ages. Its universal themes and timeless message make it relevant to everyone. Whether you are a child or an adult, you can relate to the caterpillar's struggle to find satisfaction and meaning in life. The story's main message is that no matter how difficult our circumstances may seem, we should never give up hope. There is always something worth living for. The caterpillar's journey is a reminder that we all have the potential for change and redemption. No matter how bleak our situation may seem, we can always find the strength to keep going if we have something to hope for. The Very Hungry Caterpillar is a story that has stood the test of time. Its simple yet powerful message has resonated with readers for generations. It is a story that reminds us of the importance of hope, no matter how difficult our circumstances may seem. So the next time you read The Very Hungry Caterpillar, take the time to read between the lines. You may be surprised at the depth and meaning you will find. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please leave a comment below. We'd love to hear what you thought. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel. We post new videos every week. Thanks again for watching. See you soon.